staying away because there is so much, honestly, distraction, AI, distortion within this subject. And in honor to who he was and what he stood for, I've been staying away. But now I feel that it's gotten so big. It's like you all always look to me like, okay, Aurora's gonna tell us the truth, and as always, all that I'm going to be speaking is only going to be within source love light, all benevolence, all truth, and that's all that's allowed to be communicated during this time. Okay, so making that very clear now. And so you all always look for me to clarify, like, you know, like, can we trust this person? What's going on? What's the truth? You know, are we being duped in a gigantic distraction? So what I can tell you is both. So we're gonna go in, and I know that, as you all know, I don't watch anyone specifically, typically, unless I have to basically cover them. So I don't personally watch Candace Owens because, again, all my information that I share has to be clearly from myself. So I don't watch anyone, period. Okay, so all the information is important to me, that when I bring the information, is coming from my thought form, my consciousness, my brain, and my communication to the divine, the angels, my guides, and my higher self. Excuse me as I have something in my eye. So that is why it is important when I'm here with you all, is that it's coming from a pure perspective, not one that's been influenced by other people's opinions or, you know, the way that they're reading a situation. Okay, but in case you're new to me, stay tuned. You're going to want to watch this because we're going to remote view within love light. So no trickster energy, only benevolence. We're going to remote view the whole situation, what's going on, and how to basically, because we see it everywhere, right? How to basically not allow ourselves to pull into anything that is false. But let me go into my quick intro. I am Rising Phoenix Aurora. I am the founder of Rising Phoenix Mystery School Wellness Center, which you see right behind me. I host courses, workshops, typically all over the world. This year we're focusing more in Chicago, where my wellness center is at. So come get certified through A.U.R.A Hypnosis, Raw Reiki. It's an entity removal courses based upon how to remove any infringements. That's including any type of infringement, whether it's AI, vaccines, whatever you got going on, even the COVID vaccine, how you can do that for yourself and do it for your loved ones, your family, and so on. So it's really important that you are here and listening to this introduction, because I have books. I have over 1,000-page book speaking about all of people's testimonials and histories of how they've been able to self-heal themselves from, you name it, absolutely anything, down to being legally blind, to, you know, having issues with the COVID vaccine, cancer, and it's all about a quantum physics. So we basically put together the science and the spirituality, where it's not separated, and you're taking your power back. You're going into your higher self form. That consciousness, that little voice has already been speaking to you all your life, and you're interacting with that higher self, that version of you that's connected to God, to source love light, and you discover the power that you've always been able to heal. Always. You just were distracted from healing yourself and realizing that you were putting toxins into your body. So if you're new to us, I have almost 1,000 videos, and this is what I'm known for, covering the hardest topics. Go to my website, risingphoenixaurora.com or practitioners.com to support this video and all that I do. As you all know, I am sovereign, I am free, so I am self-funded by myself. And every time that you all give, either buy a book or book a session or join our courses. So infinitely thankful for you for doing that throughout almost 9 years. And let's keep going. All right. And I have in-person Chicago retreat happening in May and in September this year. Otherwise, I am starting, this is new with the Wellness Center, Raw Reiki entity removal. Again, it's quantum physics with spirituality, and you learn how to heal yourself. I am having that in February, actually. This is new. So it's every 4 months. I'm going to be hosting just one Saturday. Come learn 5 to 6 hours come learn the entire modality of raw Reiki. And yes, we also have Gina in chat. You want to start adding your questions now. We're doing it, you all. Let's go. All right. Let's get started. I want to say that this is very strong content. So as you watch, and if you are about a ill-intended person, keep your entities to yourself. As always, you all, I'm not here to fight these AI Archon battles. I'm here to end them. I have no time for distractions. So keep your entities to yourself. It'd be yours to transmute if you're going to be inverted. All right, here we go, you all. And I am known as a spiritual revolutionist. And that's what I am. But many other, of course, we have many other titles, but yeah, here we go. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to go into is 111 here. What's up? Okay. All right, we're going to be reading the situation clip by clip. And I've composed together the shorts that I could find and the episodes that Candace Owens. So that's what we're going to start off with. So again, we'll be here covering what Candace Owens has been speaking, and we're going to be reading it not just through a gut, which is something we teach, how to use your intuition, your gut as a ability, which it is. It's powered up through your nervous system straight to your brain, and all your chakras, your gut is linked to the brain, who is communicating to your solar plexus and giving you the answers. So you're going to be using your gut. We're also going to be, I'm going to be remote viewing from my higher self form, which is pure love light. All our higher selves are pure love light. So that's who will be talking to me, and also angels and my divine mother and divine father, source, creator, will be giving me the answers. All right, so let's go. The first video that I'm going to go into is, thank you for those of you who have been mentioning it in my school. And as you all know, I don't watch it, but you guys told me to watch them. So I did take time last night and I did watch two videos, which were 2 hours. And then I read the energy in the situation. And as you all know, so far I have not failed you guys. Just like Maduro being arrested. Come on, you all. Drop the mic. Boom. Ha. When did I predict that, you all? A week and a half, was it? I said it's happening. A big guy. I said it's going down, right? And you can watch that video. I'll reference you to videos that I've already communicated this knowledge. To watch that, you want to watch the Fire Horse Year of 2026 video, which we'll add the link here. And yeah, and pretty incredible, you all, that it's happened already. Okay, here we go. So the first one I'm going to reference here is that the video of Candace Owens, where her title is, share it here, Stop. And this video is talking about how Erika Kirk has asked her to stop. So we're going to read, what we're specifically reading is, I do believe that Candace Owens' energy is as honest and positive as I've been watching her shorts from time to time, and now these videos that I watched last night. So what I'll be reading, since I don't sense any deceit in what Candace is speaking about, I'll be reading the other people's energies. And then you all, of course, you all are powerful readers as well. You can read energy and people's, what they're saying, your body language and speech, and the energy that's emanating out from them. Is it fake? Is it real? You know, as you all know, I'm raw love. Let's go. All right, so let's hear this.
To be the extreme appeal to authority, which is, okay, if we don't want to answer any questions, we're just going to say you don't understand how the court works. You shouldn't be asking questions, because that could potentially ruin the upcoming trial. Take a listen.
Are you concerned about his assassin is in court today? Are you concerned about being able to have?
Okay, I don't know who this guy is. Maybe you guys could fill me in. Gina, who is this guy? Let's read the energy. This guy's really fake. Whoever he is he work for a Turning Point? So I like not to go into it deeper because I'm looking at it from a different perspective, a perspective that's outside, not within it, or been watching it, or part, or a fan, or whatever. I'm not, I'm viewing it from outside, because typically when you read things and you're inside and you've been, religiously looking at videos, you are influenced by what you're watching, right? Or listening to. So that's why I view it from outside, not knowing. So tell me, Gina, who is this guy? Text me. Whoever he is reading his energy. He is false. He's lying and incredibly fake. Okay. So can you tell me more about his name is Glenn Bax. So who is he? Okay. Here, I'll put my phone on silent. Keep messaging me. All right. Let's keep listening to him.
A jury that's not been tainted?
No, it's a real thing, Glenn.
Ugh, that was icky. You guys feel that? It was incredibly icky. It's like the indoctrinated system that's always trying to tell you, and it's false. Like all I keep hearing is false, 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 lies, lies, lies. Here we go.
Glenn, and you get this. A lot of people don't, and I think that we need to do a better job of educating our citizens about our court systems. A lot of people don't know how an actual trial plays out. I am very curious about how the United Healthcare case plays out. We are living in a day and age where social media can
Okay, whatever she's speaking right now, what she's speaking of, we can hear her, right? But it's influenced. It's not pure. It's like Erika Kirk has been given a narrative to speak, and that's what she's speaking. She's been given an agenda, a list, and honestly, she's not really in control of Turning Point. There's something else more dark and bigger that has taken over. And it reminds you of when I spoke to you all about the Romans and how they came in after the invasion, after, say, they crucified Yeshua. It reminds me of that type of energy. So history's repeating itself. So what I'm seeing here is, not something that is being truthful to what Charlie Kirk would have wanted us to be speaking of. It's not at the highest vibration that he'd be speaking from, which was pure honesty, love, integrity, and sincerity. Now I feel for her because, her husband was assassinated. And that's tough. She has little ones, and we'll go further into it and discover more so, but sending love to her. Tough situation, but it's not something that I align with what she's saying. It's part of a program that is trying to trick us, what she's saying here. Keep listening.
Absolutely impact. I feel it can. The reason I say that is because I don't want a tainted jury pool. I want justice for my husband. Anytime we have leads, anytime we hear anything, we send it to the authorities. We're not messing around. None of us are involved in my husband's murder.
Okay, so we're going to read that. There was deceit in everything. There was deceit in her speech when she said that everything that they're speaking of, they're sending to the authorities. There's something being held back there that she knows and is not being shared. Okay, and then here she says this. Now, I want you to pay attention. There's something in her as I teach about, entity removal and attachments that people could have with their reptilians, which, apparent, we all know this, if whether you're awake or part awake, there's dark aliens we know about. And there's reptilians that are, the kings and queens in the UK. And, I covered all these videos, guys. All right. So there is a split personality with her, Erika Kirk. There's something that has jumped into her body, is what I'm saying. Okay. Because there is one where she's still there, and then there's another one where she's controlled and saying things that are not coming directly from her soul. It's like a different soul in her body. And I'll keep talking to you and explain to you what that means.
None of us, Turning Point USA, myself, any of these other crazy accusations, none of us.
Ooh, she lied right there. Check that out. That's a lie.
Around. None of us.
So this is truthful right here. And then check out the last none of us. She is lying.
Are involved in my husband's murder. None of us. Turning Point USA, myself, any of these other crazy accusations, none of us.
Right there. You saw it? Being deceitful there. So what does that mean? It does. I am familiar with these type of entities, and it seems like she was definitely targeted after Charlie's ascension out, and there is definitely a skinwalker in her. What is that? That's basically a dark sorcerer, dark witch. And in case you're new to me, I mean, these entities exist. They jump into celebrities' bodies and they control them, and that's why they eat children and cut them up and drink adrenochrome, because these skinwalker entities can do that. They could jump into people's consciousness. So are you guys, tell me what you're feeling as well in the comments, right? Let me know. Do you guys see the split personality? What's happening? There's something that has taken over here. All right. So going back to the man that was speaking, who was Glenn Beck, he is a political commentator who has had news shows. He's a producer and has a television and radio network. Not feeling his energy. Feels like cabal, that guy. All right. Tough subjects, you all, but here we go. Okay, let me look and see what you guys have as far as questions. So this is the part that I wanted to share about this video. Then we're going to go into the other video, especially the one that's going to come up next. So we're going to go into Erika and her speak. We're going to go into reading that. And then from there, we're going to go into the man who said that Erika was at the base. All right. And from there, we'll continue on and show you a couple more videos. We're also going to cover what's going on with Candace and Alex Jones, and then the Muslim regime, which goes into Maduro, connected to Putin, Mexico president, you name it, guys. A big show to watch. Here we go. Make sure you hit like, comment, all of that. So let me see what you guys have so far. Let me know the comments. Gina, how are they doing? What are they picking up on too? Your all as intuition, as always, is just as important. I don't see questions, so we're good. Good. You guys are ready to hear the truth? Nice. Love my courage. Absolutely. If you go back and watch, I've been here, guys, every single time, touching all these hard subjects. This is the best idea I've heard all day. It's a cool idea. All right. So first Madura and Maduro, and now Iran is rising up. Awesome. Tell me what's going on with Iran. I haven't looked into that. Add me a link, maybe Gina. So yeah. So someone said Erika appears 100% fake since Charlie Kirk was assassin to you. Yeah, she's not who she was, the woman that was in love with him. There's something attached, definitely in charge of that body. Someone said, oh my God, that's the first thing I said, is that she may be a rep. Yeah. But Skinwalker is not, it's something creepier, to be honest, than a reptilian. And then, yeah, but I mean, it's got the same kind of vibe, huh? And then they said, Aurora, thanks for the video. I have been feeling the same yuckiness energy from Erika. Yeah, so it's trickster energy. So, okay, so it's not quite reptilian. Tell you why it's not reptilian is because her eyes would slit and we would see it. So we're not seeing that. There is a consciousness within her consciousness. Okay, so the way it works is that these share what I can share of what we've discovered about skinwalkers is that the government, not the inverted government, so before this administration, they have had if you can look up videos, where the celebrities are eating children and people. Okay, so from the beginning of the fall of Atlantis, I won't go into the story, it's too long. You guys can watch. I have a whole Atlantis in my Mayan series that you could watch to find out more about what happened in Atlantis. But basically, it fell. There's an AI. There was people who turned on each other, just like you see people turning on each other in groups, in whatever groups it is, spiritual, more government or so on. People turned on each other. So that's when the dark sea began. And what happened was that they created a split, a bifurcation within Earth and the universe, and multiverse also went through different choices like this. But when that happened, the people who turned dark and they went into their ego, into pride, into these inverted emotions, and allow for these inverted emotions to guide them and to run their life, they then, what they did is that they stayed with, long story, they took the people, that's the initial black magic, the dark sorcery, even what you see in religion and the way that they use these different inverted ceremonies and then satanic rituals. So all this has been powered up by Atlantis and is being rippled now. So that's one of our major roles that we play here in Rising Phoenix Mystery School, is that we unveil the dark curses and the truth of what's powering up these inverted matrices that are keeping us in the loop, stuck here on Earth. And our goal is to help you ascend out, right? So that's a short story to that. But the ones that turned dark and that were led by this artificial intelligence harming people, these beings, consciousnesses, they've been jumping into people's body. A very simple one is Rasputin, the crazy monk, who is still alive, by the way. And we discovered through channeling Adolf Hitler the real story of World War II. He also went into gobbles. You could look into that, or I forget how to say it, but spell it out, Gina, in chat. Gobbles, I call him Gobbles. I found his diary, like the real diary before it became changed and indoctrinated into the system that they did after World War II. And he was the diabolical skinwalker. So he was Rasputin jumped into a body. I don't know if you heard the story, but if you go to my extra sensitive series, which is only found under my Rising Phoenix Mystery School, for only $8, you guys, you get like 2 years worth of episodes. It's absolutely incredible, where I channel Tesla, Einstein, right? And now Adolf Hitler, we've remote viewed North Pole, Grand Canyon. It's incredible, y'all. I mean, you have to see it. Philadelphia Experiment. It will wow you. You will be like, why did I take so long to sign up for this? Because it will put everything into perspective for you, and it's gonna really help you expand your consciousness and awareness. All right. So through that, we found out. So that's a skinwalker. And if you look at the crazy monk story, which I have the actual literature from, I think it's the early 1900s, before the indoctrination, where the man who planned his assassin wrote down the entire story of how they planned it out. Apparently, I mean, they were connected to the Romanov family. They were cousins to the queen, who eventually was taken out by the skinwalker of Rasputin. So let me explain to you how a skinwalker works. They poisoned him with deadly poison. We're talking about like poison that would have killed, like 100 men, 50 men, something like that. He would not die. Then they shot him, like all over his body. He kept getting up. He kept coming after the man. Dude, it's the creepiest story you will ever hear, written by Tartaria and this time that was trying to kill him out. And I don't know why they didn't have a machete. They should have cut off his head or something, but they didn't. They ended up, like, they couldn't kill him. They kept shooting him, so they ended up throwing him over a cliff, and that guy definitely did not die. Eventually, he is in one of the, I can't say his name, but let's just say his name sounds familiar. They're trickster energies. They charm you and they make you think that, they're positive, just like Rasputin, the crazy monk, ended up basically being the demise of Russia. And that marks the beginning of Russia becoming inverted by political parties. And then Russia then, and the Soviet Union then went after, eventually were partaking. The story is too long to go into, but they were the demise also of Germany, but we won't go into that. All right. Okay. So you understand. So that's what a skinwalker is. They jump into your body. That's why we teach you how to quantum use a force field, magnetic field of yours, of the love light that you have within your soul, to not to set up boundaries that you don't consent to anything coming into your field. Otherwise, it is a quantum entanglement when you are walking around. And you could check out my short videos under my Rising Phoenix Mystery School Wellness Center channels that I have under Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Make sure you follow me there. So explain some of these concepts in just a couple minutes. Okay. All right. We understand that. Let me see if you guys have any questions or comments on what I'm saying. And otherwise, I'm going to play the next video. Why did this happen to Erika the Skinwalker? I think I don't know, because it would be like it's her own personal business, you know. So I want to I don't overstep people's boundaries, so I can't answer that. But what I can say is it's trauma. Everything is linked to trauma, and we know that that event of her husband, the original Erika, would have been very traumatic for her. We'll continue to read it, and we'll keep explaining to you guys. Okay. She was not protecting herself. I don't think she was. I mean, it's tough when you're like hardcore Christianity, and then you're live by the cross and Jesus and so on, and you look at him as a savior, and it's actually violating to him and his energy. If he was standing right in front of you, he would absolutely be disgusted, appalled, insulted by the fact that these religions are worshiping him and using him as a savior. Say your name to Jesus to be saved. It is disrespectful beyond measure of who he was when he walked on earth and what he taught us. It is not what he taught us. Okay, but I have a series that you want to watch. Yeshua just walked the earth. We are on episode 3 currently. Yeshua just walked the earth, then we channeled Anna, and then we just channeled Mother Mary, going into the 133 years that he was alive factually on earth. Okay, for more on that. All right, let me see your other comments, and then we're going to play the next one. She had good intentions before, yeah. When you saw their videos, which I'm not going to play, I'm going to save us time. You guys go look that up. I'm going to play the ones that we need to see now. You know, when they were looking at each other, they're having their children, they were walking together. It was so much love. It was such beautiful love. It looked like pure love. Okay. Let's see what else you guys are saying. You never saw her before the event, but definitely not like anymore if she was before. Yeah. Also, I really do trust also Charlie's intuition. He was very good at that. He could read people's falseness, and I don't think he was in any form tricked when he was married with her. He did lovingly love her during that time while he was alive. She had good intentions before. Comments I'm reading. This is why it's so important to shield. Absolutely. We're in a matrix. We don't consent, you know, the Rising Phoenix Mystery School, the A.U.R.A, the retreats that I teach you guys, the workshops we teach you how to not consent to infringements, and to how to create yourself into a force field that is not a matching vibration to ill intent and entities. So yeah. And it sounds complicated, but it's actually, it's deep, but the way I teach it is very simple for you to understand. Okay, all right. I'm sure had no idea about any of this, not knowing how to shield, yeah, or even these kinds of entities, yeah. Initially, if you guys remember, the one that I did, the video that I covered on digital IDs, which, give me an update, guys. Is that going through? Because I think we cleared the crap out of it. And then I haven't heard from it about it. So digital IDs, Gina, let me know what happened with digital IDs. And then, you know, Charlie Kirk, again, purposely staying away from this till now. So I did share with you guys, though, the dream, the premonition that I had the morning before he died. And the angel said, through one of my crystals, said that today was going to mark a big day on Earth, and it has really awakened so many people on Earth. His ascension, it's like what he did is when he ascended out, he took like this dark veil and curse around people's minds and mostly hearts, those who were a vibratory match. So thank you to him. When these beings choose to ascend out, they take on a mission. Hey, they were incarnated on Earth quantumly. Through quantum physics, he could quantumly use the energy that he is going to expand out and shift the whole Earth. Big beings like this that made change on Earth for sure, that walked their truth and stick with sincerity and integrity of who they were, not distorted from false illusions and self-gain. Okay. And someone said, I've seen so many things. Entities try to jump into your field or hook into you. Yeah, this is of the most important spiritual hygiene protection. Absolutely. In this astral form, the quantum realm, you have no idea how many entities are there. Even just looking at it under a microscope, all those parasites. I mean, those parasites, are they really parasites or are they just microbugs or what are they? Yeah. Someone said I was only listening and I scanned with my heart and voice. Felt really dense. Yeah, dense. Oppressing. Anytime you want to read a situation, if someone's telling the truth, look, this is key to know right now. Let's do this as I continue this video. This is how you will know if truth is being spoken. If someone's speaking truth, your energy feels expansive. If someone's speaking untruth, fake, your energy, even your heart feels restricted. Okay, so that's how you will know the difference. Truth or not truth. Expansive, light, or restricted. Something's wrong, Okay, so yeah, good. And then the person said I thought she was a reporter. Then I looked at the picture and my first thought was she reminded me of someone from a dark vampire movie. Yeah. Then I read the name and felt sad knowing who she is, as I've heard so many reports of how amazing she is. Yeah. It's saddening, especially for Charlie Kirk. This was the woman he loved. So yeah. Skinwalkers are the worst. That's for sure. So the way you know skinwalkers is that you see a split personality, like I began to tell you. It's like you see the original soul in there, but there's something dark and ominous, that ominous evil that speaks over them. It's like you see portions of the soul come out, but then the lies and deceit take over in the speech. They could be speaking a sentence, a whole paragraph, and you will see them switch back and forth, like. It depends on the soul how powerful they could be once they're taken over. I mean, they could be fighting back, but the skinwalker ultimately, once they're in, they are in charge. Yeah, until they're expelled out, and that person. I can't go into that, but know that we teach that in A.U.R.A hypnosis entity removal. All right, so. Yeah, you guys wrote that. Yeah, I talk about it in A.U.R.A. Thank you guys in your comments. Okay, so let me see if you guys have any other questions. I think we're good there. An independent USA journalist said Erika was likely MK Ultra, and she was a. I don't know about that. So. Yeah, I don't know about that. That doesn't feel right to me. Whatever that is that you wrote, I'm not going to read it out. It just doesn't feel right. But I do feel that, yeah, there is current MK Ultra, though. That is correct. Okay. All right, let's keep. All right, so that's that video. Let me load the next video now. Okay, the next one we're going to go into reading the situation is. Okay, right here. More times that we found a discrepancy in the force. So let me see. Star Wars fans. Let me see. Okay, we are on here.
Around.
Okay. So we are on. Okay, so now we're going to be playing Erika and her speak, and we're going to go into 27 minutes. Okay. Okay, hopefully everything loads here correctly. Here we go.
And it's like, no, I don't really care about cash. I would just be like, what is the borough doing? What has anybody?
She's talking about Cash Patel. Ridiculous. Something that I was speaking to our school privately is that I did not trust Cash Patel at all. When you all were like saying he was going to be head of FBI, I was like, I don't trust him. He is weak and he will initially not partake, and he's fake. He's lying. And it's happened.
This down. Okay, I don't know if Candace is crazy, but she says the French Foreign Legion was there. Has anybody chased this down? I text her, I got this information. Okay, it's wrong. That's a dead end. Let me move over here. I've got files. I'm going to run this investigation alongside you, Cash. And I don't know what he's doing. I want like one critique of the FBI, one critique of anything which the public is saying is worthy.
They elected Cash Patel in because they knew he was controllable.
Critique, like it's almost like you're dressing down public perception. Like people think that you can have enough money to just cut over people's gut instincts. That's what it is. It feels like we're so rich, you don't have the right to think. Okay? We are rich enough to remove that. So stop thinking. The elites are here. It feels elite. That's why I hate this. It feels elite. It feels like the opposite of what...
I agree with her. You know, ultimately, if Charlie Kirk was here and someone was taken down, say it was Candace Owens or someone, I think he would be doing the same thing that Candace Owens is doing right now. And I'm doing this video, and as you know, I don't really talk about her. I've only referenced her a couple times out of my 950 videos. But what she's doing here with this specifically is very important. I do not agree with her in the Catholic Church whatsoever. And what I was showing with Candace Owens is that, I don't know, Gina, is she still with the Catholic Church? Again, I don't watch her, but the videos that I've seen, you know, her referencing the Catholic Church, I do want to bring up because that I do not like. So even though I'm telling you guys this, I want to say that there's always still, you still need to scan through and make sure. But whatever's being spoken now is honesty, is integrity and high vibration that she's speaking from, with no entity influenced within her. So it's really good. And yeah, we know that the Catholic Church is the Vatican, is the Romans, is the AI, is the, you know, the fall of Atlantis, and, you know, all roads lead to Rome. So, and they're responsible for a lot of violations to children, sex trafficking, and satanic rituals, as we already know that. So then I don't like that of her, but I honor and respect everything else she speaks of besides that fact. Okay? All right.
Her turning point felt like when they were the underdogs, right? This entire presentation is elite. I'm on CBS stage with pre-packed questions and Barry Weiss, and I obviously have rehearsed this answer because I got these questions ahead of time. I obviously know I'm going to get asked this, so I'm going to do, like, I don't even like, and this is a fact. You can ask anybody who's ever interviewed me. I never ask for questions ahead of time. I don't want to know. I don't want to know the direction it's going into.
Interesting enough, I do the same thing. I again, I don't ever want to be influenced. So actually, whoever's assisting me, they put everything together for me. And I talk to the divine on what they want me to speak about. And I just really do it all intuitively, you know, allowing Divine Mother to guide me. So that's cool.
I never give them anything. I never say we can't talk about this. That thing's off record, because even getting questions ahead to me, preparing answers feels fake and gay.
Absolutely. Right? I agree.
That just feels rehearsed. Because it is. It has to be rehearsed. You have questions ahead of time. And at this stage, I don't like it. I don't like it. I want something that feels anywhere where it feels authentic. Like one question mark that you have. You're like, oh, like I'd like you to be like, I don't know about those text messages. I think Tyler Robinson pulled the trigger. But the text messages are weird. It's just, I trust my team. My team.
Tyler Robinson did not pull the trigger. As we already know, it's all false. it's all distractions. And I already told you guys in the first video, I covered digital IDs and Charlie Kirk. It was his own team. The military security, they're really undercover military security. Question is, when did the Skinwalker jump into Erika Kirk? Did it jump in right before the assassination? Because a Skinwalker can't take over a body and make the host do things that they normally wouldn't do because they're not in charge anymore. Okay, so we'll go more into that. So keep watching. So, yeah, I told you guys it's an inside job, and I mean, I really think he saw it coming when he was sitting there. He sensed it coming, and that something was really off. And yeah, those guys, you all know that I've been covering this dense stuff, and I don't share with you guys some of what I've had to prevail from. But what I do know is that I have a very powerful team because I do magnetically vibrate my soul to love light, and I have angels guarding me. I have angelic beings guarding me all the time. I have the inner earth guarding me, and you know, all my magical creatures, my dragons from the 5th dimension and higher. So I have a gigantic team who I trust with all that I am, to always be by my side. And I've from time to time, I've seen some of these cabal military guys. I'm talking about like one guy. There was this one time, you know, I was with a group, and this guy was, I'm not exaggerating, guys. This guy was, how tall was he? I mean, close to 7 feet tall guy after me. I'll tell you guys, you know, there's been weapons. They've tried to poison me. I'm not going to go into that. But what I'm telling you is that I know these guys because I could read them. I could spot them in a second if I'm in a group, in the public environment. And I'm telling you that every single one of those guys that were around him when he got assassinated, and you watch the videos over and over, were military and there to take him down. And they were in on it. Okay? All right, so let's keep going.
Is amazing. And my favorite date is April 24th because it's not too hot and it's not too cold, and all you need is a light jacket. Like it feels fake. It does. I'm sorry. And I am still interested in getting basic answers to our questions. I don't accept that that's somehow going to ruin the court case, because that's a nonsense. You cannot logically explain to the public how letting us see Mikey McCoy's phone records, just one example, if that's really causing you so much grief. Here they are, here's who we called on that day and for how long. How would that implicate, how would that frustrate your lawyer's efforts? How would the current court case and the jury pool be impacted if you answered about why these Egyptian planes, why it's a statistical anomaly, these Egyptian planes to be surrounded with diapers, car seats, and I think there were multiple people that were involved in that day. Obviously, seeing the footage, nope, they can't do that. Well, really hell-bent rise with the Kafka trap. It's a rhetorical trick wherein you insist.
I had a timestamp and I can't find it. 1 second, let me find that. There was, here's what happened. Yes, okay, then there's 45 minutes for security team. All right, so that was that. I spoke about that one. That next one on that same video is 45 minutes. Okay, let me load that. Okay, let's load it there. Okay.
Revelation really accomplishes. She's also criticized Lila Rose heavily, and she's kind of questioned Lila's military connections, I guess, because her husband is a veteran. She has questioned Alex Clark and Alex's decision to talk to the Wall Street Journal a week after Charlie was murdered, and Candace claimed that it would make her feel icky to speak to the media 1 week after Charlie's death. She did do a CNN interview a couple weeks after Charlie died, though. And I just want to say, like, I know Alex and Lila really well. I know Seth. I've known Ben over the years. I know Josh. And
You guys feel that? That's icky. I don't even want to listen to this lady. Let's try to forward this. I don't know how to forward this.
evidence. And then she says, you know what? Showing that text message from 7 years ago to prove that while Charlie was coming up, which is what I said, that's why it had to be from 7 years ago. Obviously, that's the crime. That doesn't make Charlie look good. You telling the truth and not allowing a bunch of people to grift after he dies by pretending they were friends with him and had no issues, people that literally tried to stop him from coming who he became, allowing Alex to just lie about where he was while you purport to be a friend of Charlie. You mysteriously didn't know about the mass stuff, the Catholic conversation. The issue is me telling the truth. That's what she's saying. And in every episode, and she's done many, she always uses the Bible, okay? She uses the Bible. So how could you question it? Do you not like the Bible? I'm sorry if you don't like the Bible. Should I do that every episode? Should I say, I'm sorry if you don't like the Bible, I'm the Bible? So I just want to say, even these people that are lying, right? Well, the Bible says that I don't think it's fair for you to call out my friends when they're lying. That is naked tribalism to the Judeo-Christian cause. That is what she cares about. She is a...
Yeah, I mean, spot on. I mean, that's ridiculous. It's disgusting, honestly, to be using, Bible like that. But
all right, I tell you that me and my team love Paleo Valley beef sticks, specifically being who he became.
Ben over the years. I know Josh.
The ugly thing is when...
And I don't believe that they deserve at all.
Let me see here. I can't find where Erika was speaking.
And I don't believe that they deserve.
Oh, goodness. That is so irritating, that energy. Okay.
Deserve at all to be a book.
Evidence and maple bacon and title theft. Narrative. I saw, if she asked, so just doing too much with the back, you wouldn't be running PR.
Yeah, I would hate someone to after Charlie died, though. And I just want to say, like, I know
being who he became.
To the media one.
Well, it's not popping up. That's okay. All right, let me find the next one. We got the point there. Erika and her speak. I mean, this is the right one. Yeah. Oh, I'm in the wrong one. That makes sense. That's the wrong one. Okay, sorry, guys. That's okay. We got good stuff out of there. I need this one. I was like, okay. Trying to get a hang of this. Oh, okay.
Okay, everybody.
Here we go.
Shabbat shalom.
I think this is the one.
I want to say Shabbat shalom to everybody back at home. Privacy. You can't just call up the surgeon.
Okay, I got it, guys. We were totally looking at the wrong video with the wrong timestamps, but apparently we needed to see that icky energy. All right, let's move on. So we're back. We're on this time on the correct one, which is Erika and her speak. So let's go into that. Now, here we go. Okay, so timestamp 27 minutes. Here we go. Let's load that.
You were given the impression over and over and over again that the first person Mikey called was Erika, right? He called Erika. We were told this by many people.
Yeah, so that's really, really strange here. The whole way that Charlie Kirk's team reacted afterwards is completely suspicious, you all. I mean, we understand that.
Also, that he trained, like he almost like went to a camp and trained, and Charlie was like 1, 2, 3, go, and like fast.
Something's going on here. If Erika Kirk wasn't in on it, why did they take so long to call her? Because they have the call logs, right? Keep watching. There's something really off here. You would instantly, within seconds, call his wife.
1, 2, 3, go. That's why I walked away. 1, 2, 3, go. And just told him, this is what the first thing you do is. Well, he didn't do that. Actually, the first person he called was his wife, called Elizabeth McCoy. And then he stayed on the phone with his wife for 10 minutes.
10 minutes, guys.
And during those 10 minutes, he three-wayed Erika 3 minutes after the shot went off. And then he three-ways his father. And then he three-wayed
Okay, so we'll fast forward this. You see that? There's the call list, which she ended up getting from Erika Kirk team. That was nice of them. But there is something really fishy here. So this is Mikey McCoy call log. So he's the one that's supposed to be calling, right? Like Erica. So he calls, then he calls Mikey McCoy at 12:02 right before then. So who's Danny? Why is he calling him right before he's getting shot? Inside job, guys. 12:23, Charlie Kirk is shot. 12:24, Charlie brought to the SUV. 12:24, Mikey McCoy calls Elizabeth McCoy. They stay on the phone for 10 minutes. Why is he calling his wife for 10 minutes? That's a long period of time when someone just got assassinated and you're part of his team, don't you think? How could that be? That just doesn't make any sense. I mean, if you're part of the team and you're supposed to like call his wife and inform him, and you knew that his wife was positive and would want to know about her husband, I think you would call his wife first, not your wife. And then it's 10 minutes. 10 minutes is a long period. Okay, and then from there, 12:24, Blake Neff calls his mother. Call will last 45 seconds. Why are they calling their mother? It's just really weird, guys. 12:25, Blake Ness phone call ends with his mother. Like, okay, now finally, how many minutes later? 12:26. Mike McCoy adds Erica to the call. Okay. So, okay, so it's not 10 minutes later, but it's a couple minutes later. But he stays on the phone with his wife for 10 minutes, okay? But it takes him 2 minutes to call Erica. Okay. Then at 12:28, drops the call from Erica phone call. It's just really weird. But anyways, we'll keep going here.
Ways, a third person who I'm not interested in mentioning because it's not relevant.
So we'll skip that just to save time. Let's move on to the next timestamp that I have. It's just really iffy, the whole calls there. Then there is another timestamp at 48 minutes. Let me see what I'm here trying to show you. So it's 27 minutes and now we're at 48 minutes. Here we go. Okay, something else I wanted to show you guys here.
And that they didn't do a walkthrough on that day. They didn't. Like, and if something I'm getting wrong and you'd like to show me that actually you did, send it over. We're only interested in getting the truth, and we're not getting it. We're certainly not expecting to get it from Tim Pool. That is crazy. That's just crazy town. But I do think that is right now the Zionist strategy, and that's why I want to encourage you guys to stay focused. Huachuca, which we're going to have a lot on tomorrow, because there is something there, and I think that caused a panic, as well as the Egyptian planes, which I am telling you go back, relate to Israel, and I will be able to prove that tomorrow for all of the naysayers. And again, it's only because this is how they act. If they always overreact, and then it lets us know that we are close. They are like an alarm. Yeah, they are just an alarm. Something else that I wanted to show you, by the way, I thought we were not supposed to be doing live streams while we were speaking. But Turning Point, I guess, has their daily show, but that I didn't feel like that was communicated to me. It felt like a ceasefire and then it got violated. But they had an interesting conversation on their show yesterday, on the Charlie Kirk show, about this trial, the upcoming trial, about Tyler Robinson. And here is what they had to say. Take a listen.
So this is straight from the charging document. It says Robinson's mother explained that over the last year or so, Robinson had become more political and started to lean more to the left, becoming more pro-gay and trans rights oriented. She stated that Robinson began to date his roommate, a biological male who was transitioning genders. This resulted in several discussions with family members, but especially between Robinson and his...
This guy's the fakest, but all three are fake.
...his father, who have very different political views. In one conversation before the shooting, Robinson mentioned that Charlie Kirk would be holding an event at UVU, which Robinson said was a, quote, stupid venue for the event. Robinson accused Kirk of spreading hate. And when you see how easy that rooftop access...
So what's happening is that Charlie's gone. And this Turning Point, right? Charlie Kirk's show, his team has all been compromised. Now, I do believe that they started to dark seed in there and they snuck in there, before he got assassinated to plan this assassination on him. But the fakeness that's coming out of this is really distracting. And so they're being given an agenda by some dark, whatever entity, alien, whoever it is that's running this, and the Kabbalah. So, and they're just following a script that's being given, because now they need to work on everyone who was following Charlie Kirk, since they couldn't distort him and compromise him when he was alive. Now they're trying to work through and get to the millions of people who were watching him. And also, I mean, there's another agenda, Christianity as well. The Christians that are, were part of watching and following Charlie Kirk too. They want to get to the Christians, and then they want to get to his overall following, so that they could distort them and then lower the vibration for further control, and basically to break it apart. And I mean, are they being successful? I hope not. I hope people are seeing through this, and the clearest information you're going to be receiving is going to be Candace Owens, who is right now and covering the honest truth. Now, like I always say, guys, each person can make a false choice. They can make a choice in self-gain, and they could go from benevolent from one day to not benevolent the next day. Know that. As I always teach you guys, heart discernment with that. But that's where we're at right now. It's at least we have that. So send some love to Candace Owens and what she's unveiling now. So if you can't get them when they're alive, then this is the inverted cleanup team that's now going to try to turn who they can through all the work and the people that he gathered together to stand up against, to help indoctrinate the young adults in the colleges. Yeah. It was he was messing with their agenda of these young adults, because if he kept waking them up, they want their bad leaders. They want these young adults to turn into their indoctrinated bad leaders, whatever they're going to turn into in whatever, whether they're going to be political people, lawyers, doctors, they want them bad. So if he's going into the colleges, waking them up and telling them, hold on, you're not non-binary. Hold on, you're not transgender. You're just really confused. And you guys know that I've been covering the COVID vaccine. I told you guys it was bad before you even injected it into you. And I told you what it was. And this AI, you can watch A.U.R.A. regression. I think it's the COVID hybrid, and how it has nanotechnology that goes into your reproductive system, and it's going to be going into your brain too. And it tells it confuses it and blocks enzymes in you that are feminine and masculine, and confuses you into non-binary. Actually, I like to say that I met a positive Muslim man within an aura regression that I'd like to share with you guys, who was really, really nice guy, actually. As you guys know, I don't align with the Muslim regime, but I think the difference between him is that he was born in Palestine and lived in Jordan. So there's a difference between the type of Muslims, at least, or, I mean, you can't classify them all as bad and that they're all pedophiles, raping, right, and marrying 6-year-old little girls. But this one was really nice. So I just want to give you guys the hopes that there is some positive ones out there. He was bullied all his life, and I helped him build his soul, and with so much love, to realize, because it turned out that he moved he was in Saudi, he was born in Palestine, Jordan, then he moved to Saudi Arabia, which all Palestinian Jordan people were targeted and treated horribly, and he was one of those. And basically they don't have like rights and so on. If you're not Saudi Arabian, then you have no rights there. And bullied all his life through every way you could think of and targeted. So that was really amazing to do a aura session on him, and he cleared himself, and it's very beautiful. He found love, And turns out that he is actually in Germany now and living a life with his newlywed wife, who are happy. And but what happened with him is that he was forced in Saudi Arabia to get the vaccine, right? And he had all of them plus the boosters, and he's not a gay man, he says, but there is a program in him that was telling him that he had to be transgender, and it was disgusting. He fought against it every day, all day long, every second of the day. And yeah, a little bit of what to know, what it's like to have this vaccine and how it's constantly programming into you, like MK Ultra telling you you're gay or you're transgender. And some people listen, and this is the confusion to the men. The men are not men anymore. There's lots of beautiful men, but there's a lot of crazy men who are not men anymore, and confused. And yeah, powerful soul to have fought that program and got in a session to clear himself. So proud of him. So that's good, y'all. But I'll be talking a little bit more about the Muslim regime later on. All right, let's keep going here.
Is you start to kind of put one and one together, and you realize that Robinson had a plan that he was going to ultimately take advantage of, and he obviously knew how easy it was to get up to that rooftop, which is terrifying.
It really is. And look, one of the other things that's being pushed around for a long time is that, TPUSA, both the local chapter and you guys didn't advertise.
Do you guys hear it and you feel it? Lies, 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 lies. That's how the angels talk to me when I'm listening. That's why I don't listen to anyone, to be honest with y'all, because it's hard for me to listen to other people, because all I keep hearing is like, if they're saying something, what happens is that I quantumly read what they're saying. Okay. And so they'll be saying something, and then I'll hear the true encoded message within what they're saying. So here they could be articulating, yeah, this is what happened, this is what happened. But in the background, I'm picking up frequency and the inverted words hidden within the words that they're actually speaking. And I can't do it. I just can't listen to other people. So I can't stand that energy anymore. I'm pretty sure you guys can't either. I'm going to move on from that. I just want to show you the distortion there and what's happening now there. All right, let's move on to the next one. Was there another one here in this timestamp? I think we covered it. We're at 48 minutes. Yeah, we covered it. Okay, let's move on. All right, got that one. Okay, now we're going to go into the man at the base, right? That spoke about Erika. You guys know what I'm talking about. At Camp, was it Huachuca? So let me see if you guys have any questions and comments on what I shared so far. Okay. So it says she's a Roman Catholic and was speaking openly on a recent interview with Russell Brand about her faith. Yeah, okay. Well, they can't be perfect, I guess, guys. It's okay. What I could tell you, though, is that I was once shown in a dream Divine Mother showed me, is that if they are speaking too much truth, and then they did show me her that in order to protect herself, she needed to take on a religion to hide herself, because otherwise it would have taken her out. And that several people who were positive had to take on some kind of religion to hide themselves, to survive, which we do need them to survive. Yeah, they look fake. The guys that were talking, yeah. Deep States, Israel's government, the guy in the middle lost a lot of money with Charlie, said no to Bibi's money. Yeah, guys that were just trying to control him, and he probably said no to everything that they said, and he followed his heart often. Yeah, definitely. So now it's icky then. Now they're kind of running it. It's disgusting, All right. Thank you for those added things there, guys. Okay. Comments. Yep, you got that. Okay. Thank you for those comments. And then let me see your questions. Oh yeah, so back to the call logs. Yeah, so someone said, so he was on the phone with wifey when the shot was fired. I think the call log said that he called her directly after. No? What did it say? Now I gotta go back. Hold on. It's 27 minutes? Let me find that again. All right, let's look at that. Let's look at that. Hold on. Okay, he got shot 12:23. Calls his wife at 12:24, a minute later. But he does call a guy right before it happens. Yeah, weird. Okay, it's all like inverted. Like when he's calling her, it's like victimizing. It's like there's a energy that is false within it. And I mean, I think that if you were security or part of his team and you were supposed to be guarding this man, whoever it was, pretty sure you wouldn't call your wife a minute after he's been shot. I think you would tend to the person that would be shot. Honestly, why are they even picking up their phones? If they picked up their phones, they should be calling the wife, right, guys? Anyways, you know, just trying to view it from their perspective. If you were a security team, that's pretty selfish and shows you their intentions. Yeah. So someone said he is on the phone with his wife, calling Erika and everyone else. That confused you. Yeah. Or she said, so immediately called wife and stayed on for total 10 minutes. Yeah. And we like three-way calling other people. Okay. And then someone said, curious about the Erika Kirk and JD Vance hug at the Turning Point event. The energy felt weird. Is JD Vance compromised? The energy did feel weird, but at that point, I think we need to understand that there's something inside of her, right? So then, yeah, JD Vance is one that I'm watching closely. I do not trust him. I do feel that he was the vice president to Abraham Lincoln, which Trump is carrying the energy of Abraham Lincoln, and that guy sucked majorly after Abraham Lincoln was assassinated. He did not continue anything. He was weak and he was compromised. What was his name, Gina? The vice president of Abraham Lincoln. So he is the incarnation of that guy. So I'd be cautious. I mean, hopefully he doesn't repeat the same kind of thing, but we're not, the collective is not allowing for Donald J. Trump to be assassinated. So again, too many benevolence protecting him. Okay. All right. So let's see what else. Okay. All right. Doing good. Keeping up with your guys' comments and questions. Yeah. All right. Back to the next one. Okay, so now we're going to go into the guy that was sent to Candace Owens. Here we go. Let's read that situation, because this is a hard one to read. The guy that claims that he saw Erika at the base, because there's too much AI guys in it. It's too distorted, but let's see. As always, only source of light is allowed within what we're reading. Okay. Here we go. Okay.
Not a first aid kit. It is a mini urgent care.
Okay, and we're gonna go to how many minutes? And oh yeah, that was how many minutes? 25 minutes in. Okay.
To put you at the head of a finance company, you have no background in this. That's kind of the theme that I'm behind.
Okay.
I don't want to waste.
Okay, so here we go. This is the guy. That's the energy that comes out from him. That guy's A.U.R.A. The very first thing that when I was shown this, I was shown short of it, but I'm gonna watch it with you guys fully here. Is that Divine Mother said that Candace Owens was going to be place people who are going to be distracting her. So let's read. Does this energy feel expansive, like truth, when he's talking? Or does it feel restricting, like it's false? All right. Let's go.
It's too much more time because I do want to bring on Mitch, who apparently has what I would describe as, I don't know if it's the best or the worst luck ever.
Gina, I need you to look up how much money he made on GoFundMe from Candace sponsoring him.
In life, stumbling upon the feds when they're maybe up to no good. Mitch, welcome to my podcast. It's so great to have you here. I'm doing very well. I obviously, you know the story
For
of
some reason you don't hear that, but you'll hear his voice later.
how I instantly got the email from one of your friends that just said, you should call Mitch, after I prayed and said, I'm missing a piece of this. Please, God, give me a piece of the story. And the first email I see when I get back from church on a day of holy obligation is this email. And so, Mitch, my audience is up to date on what happened to you when you were 20 years old. And I'm wondering if you can just sort of briefly recap in case I got some things wrong.
Oh, wow. Briefly recap 35 years. Sure. Yeah, we were part of a mission going down to the border of JTF 6, assigned from 10th Mountain. Previously, there had been a Marine Corps unit there.
No, I do sense that he's telling the truth. He is a part of the military. What I do sense is that there is deceit, and there's constant energy of deceit coming out from him. I do feel, I don't know if he knows it, but he's definitely MK Ultra. Let's keep watching.
Apparently, they had an incident. We had to replace them. And they wanted a less kinetic unit to be involved. So we went down there in a matter of a few days, and I was the youngest guy on the team. And for the first few days, I got assigned to have to, do the hard work of putting in the sensors and following one of the border patrol who was on a.
So let's skip this part though.
He was on horseback.
This is something else.
We were getting they thought it was some glitch signals coming back. It was subterranean. And when I got pulled back to the JTF 6 headquarters, they were in discussions of trying to remove the Army, and who gets to take credit and who gets to stay, who gets to go, and back start a meeting. And I got assigned to the skeleton crew, left there with me as well.
Let's keep
And he
forwarding
was
that.
giving me a bad time about the Army equipment. I asked if there was any subways or something like that, or be able to pinpoint the location, go to the location, and also communicate.
Cartel tunnel, there had never been one bigger previously discovered, I presume. Maybe there had been. I don't know, I'm going to become a hero, maybe you're thinking. This is going to be great. And the exact opposite thing is true, and it's because they eventually find pictures of, was it an American lieutenant colonel? Who exactly? Sorry, I know you told me this. Was it a colonel?
One of the commanders that was with the Border Patrol was actually posed with a photo that was found on the Mexican side after the tunnel apparently had been built. Along with other Mexican military.
So my understanding is that he claims that he
was coming.
survived basically discovering like this cartels and this tunnel, and that he was never taken out, which is interesting because from my understanding, like if you run into something like that, the cartels wouldn't let you loose like that. So that's what I understand from that, if I understood that recap that someone gave me. But yeah, let me fast forward to the other part that we need to speak of. Are you gonna play? Come on. All right, it's frozen. 1 second. All right, we're frozen at 31 minutes. Let me refresh this. Let's get Hit this play again.
So yeah, we went to work, and it didn't take us long to pinpoint this. So when they recovered that data and they recovered the photo,
To be clear, that's my opinion there. But they effectively destroyed your life and gagged you in the process. Is that a fair assessment of what happened next?
yeah, it is. I could probably go into some detail that while we were down there, you know, I got the honor of incinerating all the. It was about a ton of cocaine and a bunch of guns, bunch of money. And then right afterward, we went right back to work. And I ended up getting approached with a friend at Noka, Arizona. Not a friend, but another Border Patrol agent. And if it wasn't for him, I was too stupid. I didn't understand why this person was coming up or why they had personal information on me. I was a young kid. It was the Border Patrol agent that caught what it was about. And yeah, thank God. He knew what to do to get the original records and find out.
The gag order expires and you say to yourself, I am going to go down to that base where I...
Okay, so here we go. So basically his gag order, right, like she said, expires, and he's going to the Fort Machuca military base, okay? Now, as you all know, from time to time, I've been sharing videos of either current military people who I help heal, or who are veterans. A lot, actually, typically veterans, the ones that have got out of the military, come to me to heal themselves, especially from all the jabs that they give them, because they give them like tons. Like, they don't give the normal ones that they do to us. I mean, I don't know how many, but I would say at least twice as much as what they give. They used to give humanity. But as you know, Robert Kennedy was, I love you. I went to the Maha Ball, you all. So Robert Kennedy passed that you don't have to jab your child 70, 100, whatever times. Disgusting. I wrote an article, guys, and make sure you read it. It's an incredible article. It is the ways that we have let down the children. So it's important. So check that out. You could sign up to my newsletter on my website to receive those articles that I write from time to time. All right. So, and I forgot what I was speaking about. What was I speaking of? Okay. Yeah. Bring it back, bring it back. Was I speaking about? Gina, text me. I was speaking about, yeah, so I figured out what I was speaking about right before that. Okay, so Alex Jones says that the guy made 138,000 million. I mean, not million, sorry, 138,000. But I don't know, we'll talk about Alex Jones later. But he made a lot of money, okay, which I'll tell you what's happening and why I'm bringing that up. But let's continue here. And, okay. Let's continue to read this and figuring it out. Oh yeah, oh, that's what I was talking about. Yes, so the MK Ultra people. And so people just that are not part of the military that have been used for MK Ultra, without their consent, without directly signing, I'm in your army. And then there's people that they abduct and put them in these, super soldier programs, their consciousness or their bodies while they're sleeping, because they have that type of technology. They can zap you in and out, 1 second out, and then 1 second later they put you back in, but they took you for a long time. They got the time traveling. Yeah, what videos can I reference for that? I mean, I made a video about super soldiers. You can watch that to get more information on that. Okay, so I'm not familiar with military, but I would be familiar through their stories of like how military bases work. Okay, so it's all fishy to me. Okay, and there's some kind of distortion. So let's keep watching here.
I was trained. I'm going to go down to Fort Huachuca book myself into a hotel. I'm going to go to the criminal division, the investigative division. I'm going to get that original paperwork and get some answers to why I feel that my life has been effectively ruined for me having done what I was ordered to do by the government.
Okay, so he claims that he went to this base to find answers because his gag order was done from when he, discovered this whole cartel thing that they just brushed under the rug and ignored him, but gagged him, and he's still alive, so he's going to go here to find out, again, the expiration of his gag order. So here we are.
So you get to the base, and I want you to address this because there were so many people who were like, there's no way you could have gotten onto the base. Obviously, you sent me your military cards, and I think we can show a picture of that. You get onto the base, and I want you to walk us through what time, and I did show a timeline, but about, you don't have to be perfect here. We already showed a timeline, but like you get to the base and just kind of what's your general mood. And this is on September 8th, the evening of September 8th at the Candlewood Inn and Suites, which you have given me all the documentation for.
Okay. Yeah, and getting into Tucson, there was a little...
Well, when he's really nervous, incredibly nervous, like a heightened nervous, and the energy is stuck in his throat and it's not running through his heart, that would be speaking truth. Okay, I mean, he could be some entity, some attachments, and what he's saying, I mean, it'll probably make anyone kind of nervous if you're saying it. Okay, but this is the initial read there, and also Divine Mother saying, again, Candace Owens is going to be put people to distract her. Here we go.
A little bit of a issue getting the rental car and stuff, so that took a little while, a little bit of a delay, but we made reservations ahead of time for me to be there.
I just keep hearing lies and deceit, so let's keep watching, but it does feel, we'll keep discovering it, you all, but I'm just going to keep telling you in live time what I'm picking up on the frequency that is emitting out from his voice, his energy.
And I get down to the base. For those that think that people can't get on base, no, typically you can, as long as you have your ID, your insurance, and you have a purpose for being there. I certainly did.
And Skylar, you can show that documentation as he's speaking. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So yeah, we made reservations, and I got to the hotel. I had it was sort of hard to find, but once I found it, I sort of recognized it because it was that was actually the barracks that I had when I was there in AIT training, but they had converted it. So yeah, that was pretty cool. All of a sudden, I'm staying in the same barracks. A really nice place, by the way. Wonderful beds. But yeah, I check in, and as I'm doing that, you can tell that there's regular military people, young kids that are there, probably just checking in to post, stuff like that. There were a couple people that stood out, and they're a little bit older, and as I'm checking in, one guy that was sitting on the couch, he just had a sheen to him. Looked like he had a professional military sheen to him. If I had to guess, being a special forces guy.
So there's a lot of AI in his auric field. It's hard to read it. There's a lot of distortion. Okay, so I think it has to do with whatever happened to him in the military.
I would have guessed that he's ex-special forces, probably doing, something down there, probably contract. He was definitely waiting on something. And
age about, just so we can get a description, age.
I'd say 33 to 40, about there, give or take. I wasn't there to check out people or check ID cards. I just happen to know him, and veterans, especially SF guys, when you notice somebody like that, I almost had the impression, so much so that I was going to go up and ask him what group he was with and say hi and thank him for his service. I didn't really get that chance. So as I'm checking in and then I go to my room and then come back out, he was joined and joined by a female that you can definitely tell when how do you put it? When people are well off and they're dressing down.
So this is the thing. It's like, okay, so he's about to go deeper into what he saw. Okay, so he claims he is at this military base, and apparently there's like different buildings in this location. Somehow he mysteriously, by accident, ends up at this building in this base that just lets him kind of walk in, and he's sitting there. Is this accurate? It's not matching up. Something's not matching up because when you go to a military base, again, just from speaking to veteran military people, is that you gotta have an ID, you gotta have paperwork, you gotta have clearance. And this building that he's claiming that he's at would be a very highly security, high security. I think that they would. I mean, but we do know that the entities and dark aliens that run the military, beginning from Philadelphia experiment, that they mess up a lot because there's a lot of truth and they can't vibrate to truth. But something is not matching up. How he's just sitting there nonchalantly and no one is concerned at this point as he's talking. It doesn't add up because this building would have been heavily guarded. I don't know. I'm thinking, I think that's what they would have done, as military. Let's keep listening.
She was definitely dressing down, and it was very well kept. The one thing I noticed about the woman that really stuck out to me was her eyes. And I have an ex that has caused me a lot of problems. So when I see someone with striking blue eyes like that, they stick out. And I was on the phone with my wife here, and I even told her about it. I said, "Oh, geez, somebody has those kind of eyes." It creeped me out a little bit, and it had nothing to do with that person. Just, life is what it is. But as I was checking in, I was going to go back and actually talk to that person, the guy, and between me at the front desk and then going back to my room one time and then coming back out, I was going to go to dinner. They had gotten into, there was a vehicle parked out front, big green truck. It looked like a real shiny GSA type. They were getting into that vehicle and driving off. And that night I went to dinner at some, a little bit crazy. The people in Sierra Vista, they can probably verify there was a Mexican sushi place in Sierra Vista. So I got dinner and it was a pretty good place actually. And then I came back and went to sleep that night. Got up early the next morning, wanted to see the sunrise, reminisce about, there we go. Just reminisce about having been there a long time ago. Even stopped to talk to some of the police that tried to give me directions to CID, but the buildings there are they're sort of old World War II, and they're also built on top of the foundations of like almost Alamo era rocks and stuff, and some of them aren't really well marked. So his direction sort of led me off on a wild goose chase.
And I'll interject here while you're having a sip of water that this is when you accidentally take a video and it's 18 minutes long while this guy's giving you directions, which you've sent everything over. So there's no question you were here and everything happened because you tried to document this thinking you were going to get some justice from the past. And I will let you continue telling the story.
Yeah, I was there to get help. I was really figuring some people would have Yeah, I have some answers for me. I couldn't find CID, but as I'm wandering around, I finally decided, I need to get some coffee and wake up, maybe have a little breakfast. I noticed that there's some signs there that say JTF and JTF headquarters. I went into a couple of the buildings. There was nobody there yet, so I continued on. I went and got coffee, ran into some 10th Mountain people there. They said they were there for JTF. We sort of talked. I bought them coffee, I think, for their service. I asked where there would be a headquarters that I could go to speak to someone. They tried to explain it to me that, I forget, they gave me a building name, and I don't necessarily we don't want to disclose that kind of stuff, but I went right back to the front gate, and as I came in, as they scanned me in with my ID card, I asked the gate guard there, where would this building be and how would I get there? He gave me detailed instructions on how to get there, how to wind around to get to that building. So I did. And it was obviously a temporary setup for this new command down there. There was no gate guard. There was, I think they did have some barbed wire around the field and the building, which made me hesitate for a second, but it was a parking lot. So I just went in and parked. I was on the phone with my missus here and told her, we'll see how it goes. We'll see what they say here, and I'll call you in a few. I ended up not being able to call her back for about 7 hours. And you can be in the military for a while. You notice when there's a lot of high-ranking people around, and you notice when there's a little bit of a buzz. And I walked in there. I didn't know if this was just a new type of army that I haven't seen for a while. But I walked up to the front desk. I sort of told him what I wanted. I initially talked to one captain for about 5 minutes, and then he stepped back out. He was going to go get someone. I stood there at the front, and as I did, the guy that I thought was an ex-SF guy, he had walked out from wherever it was, and he was sort of walking out to the front doors, and he stood there for a while waiting. And then 3 more people came around, civilian dressed, and one, he looked like a congressman, had the pin, had the flag, congressman suit, and there were a couple of people next to him, and obviously they were trying to talk to him, and they were sort of palling around, but it was also sort of serious, and some of the military lieutenant colonels there and the unit sergeant major escorted them out. They got into one of the GSA's. For anybody in the military that knows about GSA, they own everything in the government.
Could you, for those of us who don't know about this GSA, just to break it down for us, I'm sorry to be so ignorant. What does that stand for?
No. What was it? Government Services Administration, or
okay.
I forget what it is.
No worries.
What they basically maintain all the property for the U.S. for the federal government.
Okay.
So if you're in the military or if you're in the federal government and you need a vehicle, basically you go to one of the GSA places, and it's like renting a vehicle at Enterprise or something, but you have orders attached to it. Some of those vehicles they're reserved at any GSA where they have VIPs that come in. For those in the know, they keep a reserve set of vehicles, and they're extra shiny. They're like new off the lot. Their tires aren't worn very well. So they all got into one of those vehicles and they left. The sergeant major came back in. Him and I was teasing him about his tabs and how he didn't have his long tab, and I think he had a Ranger tab and or no, he didn't have airborne, he had aerosol. Anyway, I was teasing him about some of that. Was supposed to go back and talk to him. I was finishing signing in when, a couple more captains came around the corners and they escorted me way out. They wanted to take me out of the building. I thought I was getting arrested, and I didn't know what I had done wrong. I'd given my name, the missions I had been attached to. I gave them the purpose why I was there. And I was very polite about it. I was trying to be discreet as possible. And I had no idea what I was walking into. Obviously, when congressmen are around, there's something special going on. But yeah, they escorted me out across the parking lot to the park benches there. And one of the captains there, his name was Captain Neff. Nice guy. And I started telling him my story, what I'm telling you, and what I was there for. Yes, that's the guy. Real decent gentleman. And as we sat there, the other captain went in, was going to get the sergeant major, and I don't know exactly what happened, but before long, there was a bunch of cruisers pulling up. There were police officers from different levels of the government. I couldn't tell you all the different types of law enforcement that were there surrounding me, and sort of putting up a wall between me and the front door. I did catch that there was yet another, I don't know if it was the same GSA vehicle returning or a different one, but that did pull up to the building. I couldn't see who got in it. And it ended up sort of a big deal. They kept interrogating me, trying to gaslight me, ask me what I was there for, like I was some sort of a spy. And then they mentioned a bomb threat. They wanted to check my vehicle. Mentioned that because I was in special forces, obviously I must be some sort of a bomb threat. And for me, I just figured this had to be some sort of the false flagging that I've encountered from before. Some sort of resistance.
It's taking longer than I realized. Still reading it. Do you guys sense it? It is hard to read. There's a lot of AI involved here. It's like in a certain, like when he's speaking, it sounds like truth. And then it doesn't, and then it does. So why is that happening? It's like it's almost truth, but then not. So let's keep, I guess, watching. I don't know, hopefully not much longer here.
Residual effect from that.
You're just thinking, this has got something to do. This has been 35 years running. The government's corrupt. It's all about me fighting this cartel tunnel. And this is just going to be the story of my life, never getting any justice. That's what's going through your mind.
And at this point, people in the government start pointing guns at me. My house has been squatted and stuff like that. I just roll my eyes. I literally...
Sorry.
I was just throwing my car keys out. They wanted my car keys. I chucked it over. I said, if you don't mind, park it closer because my bones are getting old and it hurts. I don't want to walk that far.
So sad.
So Captain Neff was really nice. And I asked him what this was about. And he tried to shrug it off and say he didn't know. There was another lady that seemed to be conducting what this overreaction was. And she was definitely, she was in plain clothes, undercover, big sunglasses, Hispanic woman. If I had to guess, probably Secret Service or something like that. She didn't want to approach me directly. She was directing how other people would approach me and ask me questions, get my documents, stuff like that. Eventually, they said, okay, we're going to take you to another location. They took me to, they finally showed me where the CID building was, I guess. Put me in there, and they recorded me for a while. Asked me a few questions, and they were very, very concerned about the next 24 hours. Like they wanted to make sure, I don't know, maybe that I wasn't there for some other purpose or related to something.
All right. This is so long. Reading the energy and the situation that he's speaking of. The initial reaction is it would have been really tough for him to walk into this military base. Though, it's so distorted, you all. I'm having a hard time with this one. It doesn't make any sense. Now, it's because it's like two different timelines happening, because he's speaking about it. Okay, he's speaking about it, but then it's like at the same time I can remote view and see that a meeting did happen like that right before at a military, at most likely this military base, right before Charlie Kirk's assassination. I feel like these guys did get together, and that's accurate. So I think this is where it's getting tricky and distorted, that there was a timeline that they did get together and so on. But what is his partake in it? And how did he survive it? How could he have survived that if he supposedly ran into it? Is he putting there to distract Candace? And ultimately, he just kind of wants. At some point, she says, "Oh, we're gonna set you up a GoFundMe," and when that happens, it's like you could see that that's what he was kind of after in that moment. I mean, I don't know his situation, but you can read it in like he was in it for getting the money. There is an impurity happening here that does not feel completely pure, and it just feels like one of those, MK Ultras again. Let's keep listening, and then we'll see what your questions, comments are on this.
It was pretty odd. They didn't answer any of the questions I was there for. They didn't give me the documentation they wanted. They did give me a report number to go ahead and you went ahead and I gave that to you.
You did.
We'll see what that says. But yeah, they were looking for any excuse to try and hold me up for like 24 hours. And that 24-hour number kept getting repeated by them. And then eventually they didn't have anything to hold me. I wasn't a harm to myself or others. I wasn't there to, spy on anybody. But yeah, got on the plane, and before we touched down, I had a stop off in Salt Lake City. My face, the waxy look on his face, hand gestures, shoulder shrug, gait, approximate height, haircut, definitely walked past me.
If you had to put it at a percentage that you were looking at Brian Harpole, maybe he's got a brother in the military, who knows, right? Maybe he does have a doppelganger, he's got a twin brother, who knows? And I want to be clear,
Gina, who is that? Who's Brian Harpole?
On this podcast live, every step of your story in terms of where you went, what time you were there, that there was this big meeting that happened. I confirmed the location with other people that are on Fort Huachuca currently. I can confirm everything with metadata. I obviously can't confirm that you saw who you say you saw. If you had to put it at a percentage that you saw Brian Harpole, what percentage would you put it at?
95.
95%. Okay.
95 to 99. All right. When I saw him, on the interview with his face and gestures, with that photo, it struck me in my gut.
Okay, and then here we're gonna try to save time here. I have so much more to still cover. Let's listen to this.
Percentage would you put it at?
95.
Hold on.
95%. Okay.
So
95 to 99.
the other thing he says is that he saw Erika there.
When I saw him,
Let me see. Hold on.
Say you saw. If you had to put it at a percentage that you saw Brian Harpole, what percentage would you put it at?
5.
95%. Okay.
95 to 99. I mean, when I saw him, you know, on the interview with his face and gestures, with that photo,
Just trying to fast forward this.
there was, you know, some other pictures that came up with other people.
What other people? Other pictures?
If you want me to say, there's a picture of Erika Kirk with a ponytail, and from her past. That person matches who I saw at Fort Huachuca in the lobby the night before, and she was with that man in the lobby, and that man, he was present at that meeting the next morning.
If you had to put it at a percentage that you saw that the girl in the ponytail matches the description of Erika Kirk, what percentage would you put that at?
Those are really rare eyes. That's 95 to 99%. I can't imagine somebody else.
Okay, so what I'm going to say, because obviously that's very explosive, and it's one of the reasons why I wasn't sure if I wanted to have you on. I'm going to be honest with you, because for being with me. The first thing was, I can't confirm it, right? I can confirm where you were, I can do all of that, but I can't confirm what you think you saw. I don't know you. I don't know. There are people like my husband who we can see someone once and he recognizes that person 10 years later exactly where we saw them. And there are people like me, and I kind of have facial blindness until I meet someone 3 times. The second thing was, I didn't want people to wrongly extrapolate things and say, okay, well, maybe she was on the base. Maybe there's a chance she wasn't on the base, right? That she has a doppelganger. People do have doppelgangers. I have doppelgangers, right? Well, let's say she was on the base. Let's say you're right and you saw her. This is the night before. This is on the 8th. Maybe she was in the hotel, but maybe she was there for a different reason. Maybe she was there because she's always been open about the fact that her mother moved to Arizona because she got involved with the military. So that could be totally unrelated to the meeting that took place on the 9th. And I didn't want to, but then I said to myself, this man has lived through so much. You know what I mean? This man has lived through so much. And I would be turning my back on this, really a hero, discovering the cartels, who's lived through so much and has been treated like the government. And then I struggled with my own soul.
Okay. All right. So we had plenty of that. I'm over that already. It's so distracting. But let's read it and figure it out. All right. So we understand what's happening there. It's a tough one, you all, because there is a constant deceit and a truthful frequency that comes out of him. What is that? Is that something that is attached to him? Is that something that that he has some kind of program, or is he being untruthful what he's speaking about? What his initial goal is, like I said, to get that GoFundMe. So he gets that from Candace. And it's hard with these people who have been in the military, who have not healed themselves with the MK Ultra, because that program is really deep in there. So what I can confirm is that meeting did happen. That is accurate. And can I confirm that he's fully saying the truth? I cannot. And, you know, I can't trust fully what he's saying. Let me read this some more and let me see what you guys are saying while I continue to read this. And then we're going to move on from this to some more important information. I know we're almost on 2 hours, but it's a big show today. So let me see what they're saying, what you guys are saying. Let's see. Okay, questions. See if you guys have questions here. Questions, okay. Yeah, I don't see a new question. And then let me see your guys' comments. Okay, so someone said, I know when I listen to this live, I struggle to actually listen. Yes, that's what's really hard. It's like if it's truth, it's like you could just listen to it, right? But there's something very hard to listen to, which then tells you is untruth. Okay, what else are you guys saying? He keeps giving so much distracting, irrelevant detail. Exactly. It was like so hard to listen to that. I'm sorry I made you guys listen to that. Like trying to get people to believe him or him to believe himself. Exactly, guys. So I cannot confirm off this that Erika was there because of his self-gain frequency and the AI that's emitting from him doesn't feel like truth. I can confirm that there was a military meeting, yes, before. Exactly, guys. Given weird extra details, yep. Candace said that Mitch declined the money raised. He said that he would only take the money if he was proven to be correct. Okay. Next one is he was checking in the hotel he was staying at, and the guy was sitting on the couch. He doesn't go to the base till the next morning. Yes, it's really confusing. The story's not adding up as far as how he saw that guy, and then his energy is hard for me to look at. Yeah, exactly, guys. So can we fully trust this? We cannot. So let's make sure we don't allow ourselves to be pulled into the distraction of whatever this is. And send love to Candace to see through this, and doesn't, when you're speaking, people are putting your path to distract you. And then someone said Brian Harpo was Charlie's head of security. Okay. What I'm saying is if this was fully truth, guy, we would be able to read it just like, okay, let's compare it to, we're reading Candace's energy and the way she's speaking is completely different. It's clear, right? It's understandable. In his, it's distraction, lie, deception. So we're going to move on for that. And, let's so much time that let's keep going, guys. All right. So then the next one that I'm going to cover here is that I just wanted to show you guys how weird it was. Okay, breathe in, drink water. Okay. All right, so the next thing that I really want to help you guys understand from the perspective of Charlie Kirk is that I think this is a really good video here. Oh, okay, awesome. Someone asked Charlie Kirk about an assassination. How would he react to this and what he thinks should be done? So let's hear what he says. Here.
Think the MK Ultra project ever actually ended, or just went?
No, we have not. I mean, we have no evidence that it ended.
And, this is MK Ultra. Sorry.
Mockingbird 2, which was another CIA program, which was that they were going to take over all the news networks and have symmetry in their broadcast communications. No, the Central Intelligence Agency is actively involved in mind manipulation of people here domestically, and that is completely against the CIA charter. You must understand, we have Congress. And they're just kind of like a peanut
Again,
gallery.
You feel the difference in the way he's speaking, right?
That exists above Congress.
It's very clear.
The Department of Defense, which is the Pentagon, the Central Intelligence Agency, which is its own thing out in Langley, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, they run the country. The intel agencies run the country.
I agree.
People don't run the country. The executive branch doesn't run the country. This is why they hate Trump. Because Trump was the first candidate since JFK to actually want to declare war on the intel agencies and bring the power back to the sovereign. And both him and Kennedy got shot.
Yes. Okay, good video. So I want you to feel the difference. This is a really good difference that we let Charlie speak after, because do you feel the difference? Do you notice how you felt the whole time the guy was talking? It was so restricting and hard to read and barely take breath, and then you talk to Charlie, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, absolutely. The energy is clear and strong and truthful. All right, good comparison. Let's keep moving. Here, we already know about the MK Ultra programs. All right. Okay. Next one. From there, we're going to go to Something is fishy is what I titled it. Something is fishy. Now you've seen tons of videos, but I mean, this is an interesting video. Someone taking a further look on the reactions, the way his security is reacting. Let's remote view and why they're reacting like this during this moment. Again, it's that feeling again of the restriction, and there's something happening with the military. All right, here we go. Does it have sound? There you go. He grabs something, puts it in his pocket. They're all in on it, all these guys. Gives them something. They think it's a remote detonator. He jumped the table, grabbed something, went, yep. Let's watch one more time. Both men grabbed something there. That guy completely doesn't look surprised. Did you notice that it was completely a fake reaction to a gunshot? This guy right here. Look at that. It's lagging. It is like he knew it was coming. It's lagging. Come on. Don't lag. It's like a fake reaction, you know, he turns like, oh, what? Oh, what? You know what I'm saying? You ever watch like those really bad fake actors? You like turn around, you're like, oh, what happened? Like that? All right, I just wanted to point that out. Just another crazy video of how ridiculous that was. Okay, we'll continue on here. The next thing that I want to cover here is what the heck is going on with Alex Jones and Candace, guys. Let's check out that video now.
Scared her now. I got a bad feeling. I didn't have a bad feeling. God gave me a good brain. I already knew. I dropped the ball. I apologize. She's a globalist agent. I dropped the ball and I failed you and I'm sorry. I got to follow my gut every time. It's never wrong. And I saw so much more she did. And I love her people threatening me and all their doxing and people and all that. You think that's going to make me go away? All you did was wake me up like a nuclear test site waking up Godzilla.
Now, again, I never watched Alex Jones except for a couple, 1 or 2, 3 short clips that might have popped up in my career. Now, from what I saw, typically Alex Jones is spot on. He's never sold out. And what I'm seeing here is that somehow he is sold out. I don't know what's happening to him. It does feel like something's happening that has threatened him. And we know that he's, according to what I saw, is that he's gone through a lot, right? I don't know the details, but I know that somehow he was sued for, talking and saying that one of the massacres was false, right? And he didn't sell out then. So why is this happening now? And I could read I'm reading right now, like Candace Owens, energy, how she's reacting to him. And it feels like he is reciting something. Okay, we'll keep reading here.
So just get your asses ready. Because you want a war? I want your war. I want it all. I want the doxing. I want the lies. I want the attacks. I'm going to take you on. Because you work for the deep state and the Democratic Party and the CIA and MI6, and I see your ass. So you just get ready.
It doesn't have purpose. What I've noticed with the clips that I have watched from him is that he has purpose, typically. This has no intended benevolent purpose. It has no reason. It is a it makes no sense, you know? And then
Voice for entertaining. I have no idea what he's talking about. I don't know. Good luck. I hope you do it. I hope you go after whoever it is. If the attacks are in the room with you right now, Alex, let us know. Okay. I literally have no idea what he's speaking about. I was off air and Alex Jones was just burying himself, getting fact checked. People are attacking him because he's lying about what I've said. He's pretending it's personal. Like he and I had a conversation, or like I went after him on the show. I don't know what that is. Then I would eventually find out exactly what it is.
And this is exactly what she's saying is truth. She doesn't know what he's talking about. So then, I would caution what's going on with him, you all, because why has he sold out and now is going after her in this kind of video? Without a purpose, which he's always had a purpose.
First, the efforts from Alex Jones and these YouTubers. Well, first they played like they were friends with him. So you had this Paramount Tactical account and Valhalla who called up Mitch and pretended to be a brother, like a brother in arms. Yeah, brother. Yeah, we're trying to help you. We think kid could be potentially funded. This is Paramount Tactical, potentially working with foreign agents, and like, you're one of us. At the exact same time, they had Ian Carroll calling me, and Ian Carroll was being a friend, and he's like, hey, you should get on the phone with them and you should come out against Mitch because Mitch is a fraud and Mitch was never in the military and it's going to be really bad for you. Like, you need to make a statement against Mitch. So just to make that clear, they're trying to pressure Mitch to say something against me and trying to pressure me to say something against Mitch, to believe that Mitch was a fraud.
So whoever this Mitch guy is dark, okay? Okay, so there you go. Something's happening there. Tell me who the Mitch show is. Who is that? Who's Mitch? Gina. And so he was on Mitch's show, and this guy is no good. All right, well, that tells you right there something's happened. Yeah. Why is he on the bad guy's show attacking Candace? Weird he's reacting very weird, not normal to his personality or what he stands for, right? All right, we'll get back to that. And so that I wanted to share with you guys. Okay, next one is, okay. What do we have next here? All right. Charlie Kirk on it. Yep, fishy, got that. Mm-hmm. Okay, this is very weird, very weird. We're bringing this up because we need to send love and some source flames to for purifying here. This is extremely strange. And again, all part of distraction and feeding some kind of inverted agenda. Okay. Okay. Let's watch this short clip. I won't put you guys through a torture like that. Goodness, that was so torturous. Okay.
The last person that Charlie ever spoke to was a Utah Valley student named Hunter Kozak. He was asking Charlie a question that day.
Of course, the interviewer has literally no compassion. It's all fake compassion.
When he was shot, and he's here tonight, and he wants to ask you a question.
Hi there.
You see when she does that look, and it's kind of scary, Erika Kirk. That's the Skinwalker. That look. It's a completely different look, and I understand that she went through something that was very dense. I mean, horrific, but it is. I don't know how to explain the look. It is a look that is hatred. So if she claims that it's dark and hateful, if she claims that she is not, has forgiven and so on, it's not a look of forgiveness. You understand? It's a look of pure hate. And I mean, this guy, this is interesting. He's on, what is it, CBS or ABC or something? CBS News. I felt that this guy was in on it. He is, and now he is on CBS asking her a question when he was the guy that asked the question that of the how many transgenders have been part of shootings at whatever massacres, and he's asking that question, right? And we know that that's when Charlie Kirk gets taken out. This guy is bad guy. I know at some point I watched a video of him talking and claiming like, oh yeah, I was the guy who asked, and oh my God, I didn't completely agree with Charlie, but it's so horrible what happened. And the complete video of him talking is fake. It's untruth. So let's watch this.
Erika, I want to tell you how much I appreciate your calls for peace and unity. And I'm likewise horrified by the people in my so-called camp who were cheering about Charlie's murder. I believe that they stoke the flames of violence. But even worse is when powerful, influential people on either side of the aisle stoke the flames. When they do it, the flames can become an inferno. And this leads me to Donald Trump, the most powerful and influential person on earth, who has more responsibility than anyone else to put the flames out.
Don't look.
Just last
Don't
month,
look in the eyes.
President Trump called on 6 Democratic lawmakers to be tried for sedition, which he clarified was punishable by death. He then reposted a simple message: hang them.
This is absolutely disgusting. It's like, the whole Biden and Harris administration and the way that they would put on shows. She's partaking in it. Wait a minute. I thought that you were a Trump supporter. Why would you allow yourself to be put in this kind of situation? And this guy is, what does this have to do with Trump at all? In any way? This guy is ridiculous. Like, okay.
I think that you've been making strides to bring peace to our country, and that turning point has been asking Democrats to decry the individuals who cheer for violence. I have and will continue to decry them. But any good fit...
It's all fake. It's so fake, guys.
Effort to stop political violence must hold both parties to the same standard and expectation. So in that spirit, will you condemn the violent rhetoric of Donald Trump, the most powerful and influential person on earth?
I appreciate your question. You know my heart. Why would I ever say, yes, go murder people?
So it's twisted. They're using like his murder in this perspective that Donald J. Trump is saying to murder people. It's the way that they twist everything as normal with him. And then they're trying to bring Erika Kirk, was just going against everything again. So we want to ask ourselves, would Charlie Kirk do this? Would Charlie Kirk literally answer what she's about to answer? And would he put himself, maybe he would allow this kind of position, but I mean, because he liked these kind of positions so he could put them in their place. But is she acting as Charlie Kirk would?
This is so much deeper than just one. I understand your sentiment. I do. But this is also so much deeper than just one person. This starts at the home, okay? This starts with family. This starts with a seed that grows.
We'll skip this, come on.
And grows. No, I will never agree with political violence. My husband is a victim of it. I'm a victim of it. But what I'm trying to say here is that we can blame everyone else. We have to look in the mirror. When you become a father, when you become a mother, how are you raising your kids? Are you taking responsibility and saying, go down that rabbit hole? I'm trying to go to Pilates class. You can rabbit hole and see what you can learn from that instead of being a parent. So my call to action from that is, parents, step up. Do you want your kid to be a thought leader? To be a thought leader or an assassin?
What does she mean by that? Do you want your kid to be a thought leader or an assassin? Is she saying that Trump is planting thoughts into people?
That's where we're at. Do you think our political leaders have a responsibility to turn the temperature down right now? Well, I think everyone has a responsibility to do that, and I'm doing my part. I'm not in control.
Okay. All right. So just craziness. All right, we're gonna move on from this topic, and I'm glad I made a video about it, but let's move on. So the next thing I want to talk about that's so important, let me see if you guys have any questions, comments. So let's just move on, guys. Is I definitely want to talk about that guy, Maduro. And then let's see what's here. What your comments and questions are on everything we talked about. Let's see. Okay, we talked about that. Okay. Okay. All right. I don't really see questions. And then someone said the skinwalker is aging fast. Okay, back to Alex. They said Alex sounded like he was on a WWE wrestling show. Yeah, calling out someone to get in the ring. LOL, yeah. Yeah, it does seem like she's saying that, right? So she's playing the inverted narrative with them. Ew. Okay. Remember going back to that dream that I had with digital IDs and Charlie Kirk, right? Video I made. So I remember when the wave came through and the son of him had survived, his thought was, has my mother survived? Remember, he went to go look for her and he's like, I gotta go, I gotta go. I pulled him out of the rubble in the dream and he went to go look for his mother. His concern was his mother. So now we understand. Back then we didn't quite understand it because things hadn't unraveled as they have now, is that he was concerned about his mother, which means there's a compromise there. That's tough. I feel for his children. Okay. Okay. So if you guys didn't watch that, go watch that dream, and now that makes more sense for us. Okay, so someone else said, okay, so where was I? Let me start from the beginning here. Yeah, so back to that guy who claimed whatever he had intel for Candace. He was checking in the hotel and he was staying at, and the guy was sitting on the couch. Doesn't go to the base till the next morning. Yeah, it doesn't match up. It just doesn't make any sense. So he saw the guy at where on the couch? Because at that other base he got kicked out. I don't get it. It just, the story's not matching up. Okay, his energy was hard for me to look at. Yep. And then Brian said, is Charlie's head of security? Yeah, okay, we did that. I feel tired listening to his voice. Yeah, feels like there is some kind of distortion codes with his vocal frequency. Yeah, and I think we're talking about the guy that brought intel there. And then it just hurts my heart to see their energy and how they made the dark inverted choice to do this to Charlie. All in on it. Yeah. And then someone says, ha 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 ha, seems like she is saying that really crazy. It does. And that's how they distort, right? Twisted, it is twisted. Okay. Where else? Okay, so let me see what's next on what I'm gonna review with you guys here. Got that? Okay. Hearing from the creepy guy, the last one that spoke to him is so creepy. All right, so and they're giving him a mic again. All right, let's just go into now what happened with Madura, guys. Oh, okay. I mean, it's exciting, you all. Okay. So I spoke about him. Who knows what video I spoke about him, but I did speak about him one. It could have been the Mexican Trump video, could have been that one. But where I was speaking about like the president from El Salvador and what he's doing to get rid of all these dark ones, right? And then the MS-13, right, and the gangs, right? So we know what he's been doing there. Then we have Leon, and then where's he from? Is he Argentina? I think it's Argentina. The Leon guy. Correct me if I'm wrong. But then we got Venezuela, and when I went to go look at Venezuela, I was like, whoa, what's happening? Now, what we know is that Donald J. Trump has been referencing him and has been referencing him since back then, before he was even elected in to become a president. He's been referencing him since the COVID days, when Biden and Harris were in charge, but not in charge because we didn't consent, right? And he was talking about how they were sending, their rapists. And truly, what this guy has going on is he's definitely got a clone type of factory happening there. So we do know is that they were coming in from Venezuela. Now, we're not talking about the average people who are very positive, very beautiful, and so on. We're talking about the ones that were bred through MKUltra to rape and kill, and clones. So what you're looking at to Maduro, and if you are defending him in any way, I mean, that is not cool, because we're looking at Pablo Escobar basically being a president in charge. He stole and has put himself in a leadership position as a president, and the Venezuelan people never called him his president. So, and has kept himself there. And we're looking at the main guy to the cartels of not just drugs, guys, mainly human trafficking. Okay, so the guy that Donald J. Trump has been referencing since we were on COVID lockdown and telling us how they're sending in the bad guys, especially when he started campaigning that he was going to come back as president, right? And he's talking about that guy has been taken down. Now brings us into how can this work? How could that even be possible? I mean, I could show you like 100 videos or hundreds of videos of the Venezuelans cheering on about being removed of this dictatorship, you all. And I mean, I'll show you a couple because they're awesome. But let's go into that. Like, okay, well, if he did it, I mean, people are saying that it was unlawful. So let's look at this. Let's look at the law in regards to this. All right. Let me pull up a video of a lawyer speaking about it. So again, he's been telling us about this guy, and he's taking care of this guy here that has been holding hostage literally South America. Okay, the main guy to the cartels. Guys, I mean, I don't think any of us should be complaining if we're benevolent. Now, if you're controlling your bot, you would be complaining because you're programmed to that false system. To be very careful, you all, on the timeline you choose with this one, because you would be defending a pedophile that has been a cause to many children being violated sexually and sold off, you all. You don't want to defend this, not this guy. All right, you don't want to align to that inverted timeline. Okay, so let's hear the lawyer. Oh, let me unmute it.
President Nicolas Maduro and brought him back to the United States to face criminal charges. This is a highly political issue, so I'm going to focus only on the law, because the big question is whether or not this is legal. International law is absolutely clear under Article 2 of the United Nations Charter, saying that a country cannot invade another sovereign state unless it's self-defense or authorized by the UN Security Council. Some U.S. government officials are arguing that this is self-defense because the president's being charged with drug crimes, and the drugs are flooding the United States. But international courts define define self-defense as an imminent armed attack. And assuming the drug allegations are true, it wouldn't legally arise to that level of an imminent armed attack. So this is illegal under international law, but international law is often ignored because it's hard to enforce. Domestic law, on the other hand, gives President Donald Trump as commander-in-chief the authority to conduct limited military actions without congressional approval. And all presidents on the left and the right have done it. So because this is not an all-out war, the Trump administration says that this limited military action was successful. Not only that, this is not the first time the United States has done this. Panama's former president Noriega was also abducted from his country, brought to the United States, and U.S. courts held in that case that even if a person is abducted from their country and brought to the United States to stand trial, a subsequent conviction would still be lawful. Which means under current U.S. law, if Maduro is in fact convicted, it would be absolutely legal, even if it violates international law.
Oh, this is a cool lawyer. I like the guy. Thank you. There we go, guys. All right. And let's continue here. So something that was interesting, we want to look into the details of what happened here. Is that how did it happen, you guys? You're looking at taking down like a Pablo Escobar, who is a president of a country holding them hostage. That is pretty bad, eh? It's pretty big. So let's look at that. Okay, I'll go into that in a minute. Okay. All right, let's look at this video here. It's a cool video here. Okay, this is how it happened. How did they pull it off?
Trump said this.
Maduro in the dead of night. It was dark. The lights of Caracas were largely turned off due to a certain expertise that we have.
It sounds like what he's saying is the United States has the capability of turning off the lights for 1.9 million people in a large Latin American country like that. And of course, I wouldn't.
Okay, that's how they did it. Okay, and let me show you how he did it. So they turned off the light, but then also Maduro wasn't as stealth as he thought he was. Because this happened. Okay. Right here. Maduro in Spanish, Maduro. Maduro means hard, by the way. Hard. Like hard. I don't know how else to explain that. Anyways, so listen to this. This is how he began, and the current administration went after him. All right, let me translate it because he's talking in Spanish. Oh, maybe it's in English. Let's see.
Una sola conversación. Él me llamó.
Oh, good. See, it's translated in English, so try to read it. Okay, so they've only had one conversation since they've been in office, and it just happened November 21st.
Viernes 21 de noviembre de la Casa Blanca estaba.
He called him from the White House.
Yo estaba en el Palacio Miraflores. Conversamos 10 minutos.
He spoke for 10
y
minutes.
Fue una conversación, como yo he dicho, respetuosa, muy respetuosa.
Very respectful.
¿Qué le dijo el presidente?
Respectful conversation. What did the president tell you?
Lo que me dijo Mr. President Maduro.
What was the first thing he told you? Oh, Mr. President Maduro. This guy's so full of himself.
Dije, Mr. President
That's
Donald
his wife
Trump.
back there.
Y creo que fue hasta agradable.
He played him. Ha, bro. He literally gave up where he was at right before. So this is what you do. If you're a good guy, you play nice. So the thing about Trump is that he does, he can get along with people. So he's good at that. And if you were in the position of President Trump, just to throw the Maduro off, to probably let go of his, what he was doing with that phone call is that he was making Maduro pull down his guards down, acting like they were friends, and then he got him. You understand? That was the purpose of that phone call. And it worked. Play nice with him, and this is how you do it, guys. You play nice with them, and then you go in for it, because you know who they really are. And We're not having it. All right. So from there, wanted to show you guys that. And okay. Let's just, since we're talking about this subject, let's just go into the Venezuelans. I mean, just because these videos are a lot of fun. I'm just going to show you like one or two. There's a lot. But here, I saved them. There's a lot of good ones on Instagram right now. And this is let's just do a funny one.
Hey girl, you didn't like my post. I know you don't like Trump. Oh, you don't.
So how I feel after losing another friend because they can't stand Trump.
We can't be friends anymore because of Trump, because you don't like Trump. I understand. Well, I'm sad you feel that way, sweetie. I'm sad. All right, love you too. It's okay. God bless you. I get it. You hate Trump. Okay, bye-bye. Last night I dreamt of San Pedro.
Come on.
It all seems like yesterday, not far away.
Come on, guys.
But all the island breeze, all the nature wild and free. It's just where I love to be, La Isla Bonita.
I just have to laugh a minute. Sorry, the dog's gonna bark for a minute. Give him a minute. Yeah. You guys dance with me, I hope. I mean, that was fun. Okay. I'm gonna mute myself for a minute. All right. Okay, so here we go. Other things. Let's just go here. This is a nice one. I want you guys to tap into the love. I mean, he just literally turned an entire country to love Trump. I mean, they're all, MAGA now. I mean, check this out, you all.
Régimen de Maduro se fue. Tío Donald Trump. Gracias, tío. Viva Venezuela, coño, viva Venezuela.
Thank you, Donald Trump. He's calling him Uncle Trump. Viva Venezuela. And tío, that's like an endearment in Spanish, like a tío Trump. Our country is free. Oh, look at that flag. Wow, that's a good one. They're partying it up everywhere, you all. All right, that's one. And then let me show you another one here. I love the way this lady here does a really good job explaining like people complaining about Venezuela can become free. Like you're complaining that a whole country just became free. Like you're kidding. There's a lot happening, and let's see what else here. One that I want to share here. Apparently they have crowds. So this lady here is going into the crowd and asking, is there any Venezuelans there? Whether or not, and they're claiming against, Trump again. And she's like, none of them are Venezuela. She's talking about how they're free. Like, here's a video. Guys, I mean, this is emotional, you all. Wow. They're free. And I love this video here. Here, let's talk about this because I want to go into the Muslim regime here. But this is what's coming next, you all. We need to hold the space and the love for this. Here we go.
Brothers and sisters, from your Persian American brother, congratulations. Take your country back and rebuild it. Now that piece of shit Marxist dictator Maduro is gone, it's your time to shine. I'm going to tell you some crazy stuff, so watch the whole video. American troops came in, broke into his castle, detained him, and took him. Talk about power. I would have gotten drunk and I would have danced with y'all if the situation was a little bit better. But Iran and Iranians are going through a revolution right now. They're in the streets of Iran fighting against an evil Islamic regime and another dictator called Khamenei against a theocracy. Now, Khamenei is a piece of shit Ayatollah. The craziest thing about this whole thing is the same Islamic regime and the same Ayatollah, the same dictator that the people of Iran are fighting against, are the same motherfuckers who've been funding Maduro and his drug trafficking cartel, and they've been...
And he mentioned Marxism and socialism, right? That is actually what, when you listen and you translate Adolf Hitler's speeches, that's what he was talking about. He was talking about this Marxist communism, socialism then. And that's why they didn't like him. So, yeah. And that's what they are, like, you know, these, the real fake Jews, the Khazarian Jews, the Zionists.
Selling money through Venezuela for more than 10 years to all of these terrorist organizations in different countries, like Hashd al-Shaabi in Iraq, like Houthis in Yemen.
Did you hear that? Maduro has been running through, and he's deeply connected to the Middle East and the ways that they've been violating children and women there. So, this is big, okay? And this is the vision that I was seeing. It was going to be huge because now the Middle East doesn't have that connection to the South, to South America, who was also trafficking children and young adults back and forth. That has been taken away. Do you understand? So this is even deeper. And this is why you don't want to align to defending Maduro. Don't defend that, because we are looking at the beginning of the disconnect. You understand? There is a disconnect now from South America, who was again the biggest trafficking down even from the US, taking all those kids that gone missing in the US or in different locations. And now they can't go to the Middle East and they can't come back. Who's gonna fund the children and these people trafficked? Who's going to do it now? Maduro's not there to do it. You understand? This is huge for the positivity and protection of the children, you all. This is time to celebrate and to be so happy. Let's keep listening to this. I mean, love this guy and what he's speaking about here.
Hezbollah in Lebanon and like Hamas in Gaza. And then that's probably why you don't really hear leftist media and all these like Marxist, communist, leftist people talk about this. They're probably mad right now. They're like, Maduro got feelings too. You shouldn't have taken him. But what about the feelings of millions of Venezuelans that have been getting hurt and they've been getting detained by this regime? What about millions of Iranians that got killed and detained and hurt by the Islamic regime in Iran? You see, all your cries for human rights and civil rights is bullshit, is fake. All these Democrats, liberals, Marxists, communists, socialists, the only time that they're going to support a movement is when it actually aligns with their political goals, which is destabilizing the central governments in different countries, but pushing that fucking agenda so they can take over when everything goes to shit. They don't care about human rights. They don't care about freedoms. They don't care about people. They never cared about people in Gaza and Palestine. All that free Palestine, free Gaza shit was because they just hated the Jews and they hated Israel, they hated America, and they wanted to create protests to destabilize the central government in America, which is impossible because America stands united, just like it's been united for over 2 centuries.
Nice. All right. Good job. Beautiful. So that's what I wanted to share there. And we're coming up on the end. I know it's been a pretty long video, lots to cover. Thank you for being here all the way to the end to support this video. And all that I do, go to my websites, risingphoenixaurora.com or practitioners.com. Come schedule a session. I offer the past life regression sessions where you can self-heal yourself, the raw Reiki, quantum galactic Akashic readings, and I also offer one-on-ones counseling. You can come talk to me. I also work with the children, the beautiful children, and assisting them to remove any entities attached. Let me see what else I'm going to finish up here with. Is that we talked about that? Oh, Putin. Let me just talk about Putin for a minute. Okay. I know who you are, man. Let's just leave it at that. Okay. He is scared right now because check this out.
Nicolas Maduro is causing silent panic inside the Kremlin. Behind the scenes, the alert level is at maximum, and Vladimir Putin appears cornered because this is not just about Venezuela. For years, Venezuela was far more than an ally. It was Russia's main base in the Western Hemisphere, a forward position, quiet, but extremely valuable. It was there that Moscow secured privileged access to oil. It was there that parallel financial routes operated, outside the reach of sanctions. It was there that Russia maintained a direct pressure point against the United States in Washington's own backyard. And now, that has collapsed. Inside the Kremlin, the assessment is clear. The loss of Venezuela disrupts Putin's entire external power architecture. Oligarchs tied to Russia's energy sector depended on that access to sustain cash flows, contracts, and influence. Without Maduro, those channels are exposed, or they simply vanish. The fall of Venezuela sends a dangerous signal. If Russia could not protect its most strategic ally outside Eurasia, what does that say about its real ability to respond? The question now is not whether this affects Putin. The question is how much it weakens everything he has built. Because Venezuela was not a detail, it was a pillar. And when a pillar falls, the rest begins to shake.
Nice video. Good job, whoever made that. What's up? Exactly. I mean, what else can you say to that? Y'all. Yeah, so Putin put out a video of, I'm not gonna play it, of him talking and saying that like we're in like danger here in America, we're being tricked, and oh yeah, I'm sure Putin, you're gonna say that. Yeah, I see through you. I'm good. Other people might have not seen through you and you've been they've been tricked and conned, but no, I'm good. I know you're a bad guy. All right, so you're the bad guy. Let's continue. All right, so with that, and what else? The president of Mexico, she seems concerned. Though I feel that she's done a lot of positivity with women power and so on, but she is concerned. She put out a video too, because the truth is, what if he goes after her? And the people in Mexico want to free themselves from the cartels as well. Let's go, Mexico. What's next? Though I send love to the Mexican president, the female first president. Love you. Thank you for the work you've done. You can't align with being offended about Maduro being arrested. You can't do that. We don't align. We don't align with that. So I've made a video about the positivity you've done in the past, but hey, like I always say, guys, people change. But I think initially her intentions are still as positive as we can be, but there is some kind of hold with the cartels there, and we know that the cartels are the roughest in Mexico. All right, awesome, you all. We're doing great on Earth. Good job, everyone. What's the last thing here is that got that. Last thing is that we'll finish it off with a ex-politician, a politician from Venezuela. In case you don't believe it, I mean, he is speaking the truth, and go check out the videos yourself. Go look them up. The other one that's complaining too, right, is the North Korean, right? The North Korean is the one that is the dictator. He's upset, and he's trying to I forgot, like, what was the word? He's trying to, accuse, I guess, or not accuse, but like blackmail or threaten. That's the word. Threaten America for what they did with Maduro. So those guys, so keep an eye out. The ones that are defending Maduro, you want to keep an eye on that, because then they're aligning. And it seems like then they'd be some of the people that were the leaders to the cartels of trafficking. And we'll finish it off with this, guys, because this guy makes it pretty clear as far as what the Venezuelans really do feel like over there. So yeah, let's celebrate the freedom of that country.
Maduro has been captured because he has provoked the most
important humanitarian catastrophe in the history of Latin America. And he's a dictator who violates human rights. On the other hand, when Trump says that he's going to run the transition, well, there's no other alternative, either if we like it or not, because the cartel of the Suns, which is the most important cartel, drug cartel in the Western Hemisphere, is running my country, Venezuela. And Nicolás Maduro is just ahead of it. But the whole cartel is still in charge of the regime.
Did you hear that? He's the head of the cartel, which we know.
And it's going to be very difficult to defeat them. So we will need, again, either if we like it or not, the help of the United States and its military forces in order to defeat this cartel.
So I mean, just to clarify, though, despite the fact a lot of people are saying he's broken international law by moving into a sovereign state and removing their leader, even though, widely accepted to be an illegitimate leader, you welcome that. You welcome the fact that he's taken the initiative here. It's just what happens next you're concerned about.
Well, as I said before, there was no other alternative. We Venezuelans, and especially in the opposition, we tried every way to obtain a transition. Wow. Negotiations, elections, which Maduro, of course, stole in the 2024 elections. We tried everything, and it was impossible. Why? Because it's a drug cartel running a sovereign country. So after everything was attempted in order to recover democracy, the only way out was to use the force. And Donald Trump did not overthrow a leader of a country. He just captured the head of a drug cartel, which is responsible for distributing 20% of the cocaine that is consumed in the Western Hemisphere.
What's up? Very clearly said. Thank you for that. I love you, honor you, respect you. Let's go, you all. It is such an incredible time on Earth. My dogs agree. Let's keep dancing. La Isla Bonita. What kind of song? Oh, let me find you guys a song. Hold on. Let me find one. Yeah, you all. This is huge. Let me know. Questions, comments. Actually, let me look at your questions, comments while I look for a song. All right. I think we're pretty much done. But okay, questions are done. Comments. Maduro looks like Stalin. Do you mean Stalin? Who's Stalin? Sorry, I don't know who that is. We have our eyes on you, Putin. That we do. We're not fooled by your trickery this time. Not us. Okay, and then someone said creepy. Maduro has also been changing the votes in the USA elections and around the world through Dominion machines. I believe it. I agree. And shake, rattle, and roll. What's up? Shake, rattle, and roll. What's up? Shake, rattle, and roll. Ooh, let me play that one. You are the bravest person I know. Thank you for sharing the truth without fear. Thank you for noticing. I know, I like being silly too. All right, so we gotta laugh it off, guys. What are we sending? What are we sending me right now? That's Madonna. Oh no. Yeah, you guys are not familiar with music. I didn't really watch TV and listen to music when I was young. So, okay, not that one. All right, let's go with shake, rattle, and roll. Yeah? Let me look that up. Come on, guys. Shake it off with me. Let's end it with a shake. I like it. Let's shake it off, y'all. Let's oscillate and vibrate all the density. Let's see if I can find the original. I think I found it. Oh, come on, guys. What's up? Dance with me.
Get out of that bed. Wash your face and hands.
wash your face and hands.
Let's go.
Well, you get in that kitchen, make some noise with the pots and pans.
Come on. Stand up, guys. Dance.
Well, old dresses, sun comes shining through. Well, old dresses, sun comes shining through.
Sun's coming shining through. What's up?
I can't believe my eyes. All of this belongs to you.
Woo!
I believe you was all you know now.
These are all the best songs, those oldies.
I believe you was all you devil in now.
Come on, one more minute, guys. Shake it off. Woo!
Well, all I work fast as my money goes.
Here we go, here we go.
It's shake, rattle, and roll. Shake, rattle, and roll. Shake, rattle, and roll. Shake, rattle, and roll. Well, you won't
Let's make the earth shake. What's up? With love. Woo! See y'all next time. I'm live every Friday, 1 p.m. Central Time. Come sign up to my workshops, my sessions, buy my books. Love you, honor you, and respect you. You guys are incredible if you held in this long. You are baddies. I'll see y'all next time. See you next Friday. What's up?